Hello, beautiful people. These are all my thoughts and opinions based on public information out there. Please do your own research. Be responsible with the comments, and this is just for entertainment. Why do the royals don't like Meghan? Especially Prince William. You know, a lot of people, I mean, the crazy people, mostly they go and say it's because she's a woman of color. I think that is the lazy way out and the way to justify or excuse anything that Harry and Meghan have done. But Meghan specifically, the royal family already knew. This is my theory. The royal family has been dealing with Harry their whole lives, especially Prince William. So they knew what Harry was about. They knew what Meghan was about as well. A lot of people, and even in the newspapers, they're saying, why didn't they investigate her? I am sure they did. Hence, them telling Harry not to rush with her. I don't think that she's the crown princess, not the crown princess, she's married to the crown prince of Norway. When she started going out with him and she got engaged, a lot of people were outraged because she was a single mom. But it's not because she was a single mother, I think, but because she was quite like a wild person. I think the father of her first kid was a drug dealer or something like that. I mean, it was just terrible. I mean, she had been kicked out of one country. I don't remember which country it was because of terrible behavior. I mean, for you to get kicked out of one country, I can't remember which one it was. Please feel free to fact check me. The point of it all is that when she got engaged, I remember that she apologized to the public, saying that she understood that her behavior hadn't been correct or blah, 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 but that she promised that she was not going to embarrass the country anymore and she wanted to. That was brilliant. A lot of people have said also, why didn't the royal family simply forbid the marriage? We can all safely assume that all of you and many of you watching would have my videos, would have said, oh, they're racist because Harry early on, and I think this was brilliant from Meghan Markle, that Harry very early on started saying people are attacking my girlfriend because she's not black, because she's mixed race. So immediately that shut everybody up and people didn't want to talk about it, you know, because they didn't want to come across as racist, which they weren't. Unlike the Princess of Norway, unlike Mette-Marit, Meghan Markle lacks any humility. And I think this is what they saw. I am pretty sure that the royal family would have looked past any past things that Meghan had done. But if they did investigate her, they knew what she was about. They knew that they couldn't do anything about Harry marrying her because he was an adult, you know, so they couldn't stop him. The only grudge I have with the royal family in this instance is that they could have given Harry, they could have told him to wait. Could have told him, you can marry this woman, but you will announce the engagement in 2018. And you will marry this woman, you know, either at the end of 2009, you know, 2018, beginning 2019. But of course, that didn't go for Meghan Markle's plans. It is my very humble opinion that she must have said that she was pregnant in order to rush the wedding. And then, of course, she wasn't pregnant. And then again, she was pregnant again, that she announced it or whatever it was, whether she was pregnant or not. The royal family would have looked past all of her being divorced, being a Z-list actress, being a phony. If they had sensed that she was being true and that she actually was sorry for all the wrongdoings that she was doing. But I think Prince William saw very, very early on that she wasn't. If we are to believe that she was taking pictures of Kensington Palace and Prince William's kids, that is a big no. It is safe to assume, you know, in the book Finding Freedom, there's a passage where they describe the vault, when Meghan went down the vault and she described what's around. That's actually a huge security breach. That can be actually considered an act of espionage, because that's actually quite a lot of security. There's a lot of things that are let go and that people don't pick on for some reason. Maybe it's because the press guides it that way. But that part, that passage in Finding Freedom, that is quite serious, because that you're putting at risk the crown jewels, literally. So this is the woman that the royal family very early on could see what she was about. I believe that they try to manage it in the sense to be positive. Maybe they figure we're going to give them the Duke titles because their kids are not going to be prince and princesses, because it's not that prince. I think that people really need to start rephrasing things. How you say things matter, you know. He's not denying Archie a title prince. He's slimming down the monarchy, the same thing that he did for Eugenie and Beatrice. He did this, and there was a big fight with Prince Andrew, but he did it. I mean, the Queen did it. And the same thing with Archie. I'm sure that they received the Duke titles because they're not going to be part of the prince, you know, their kids wouldn't be able to be prince and princesses, whatever. So they were not content with that. I am pretty sure that Prince William saw right through her immediately. Not, and I stress, I don't think it had anything to do with what she did prior to meeting Harry, but it was the fact that they could see that she was not only continuing her past behavior, but escalating it. Do you know what I mean? Please comment, let me know what you think. Oh, and if you like my videos, please like, share, and subscribe. It wasn't the fact of who she was in the past. It's because I am pretty sure that Prince William saw that now that she was in a position of power, that her behavior got out of hand and it was worse. I do believe, as I said, I do believe that the reasons why they got the Duke and Duchess title is because they were not going to get the Prince and Princess titles for their kids, part of a plan that Prince Charles has had for a long time, which was not suitable for Meghan Markle. I am pretty sure that Prince William knew what she was doing, and there's no conversing with a person who shows no signs of remorse and who feels entitled to continue abusing you. I didn't like the statue, by the way. I thought it was too masculine. I felt that her face lacked softness. I believe that there's two things that Princess Diana, whereas many things that she was known for, but in her face, especially her face, was those beautiful eyes. You know how she had these big eyes and that smile, you know, that when she smiled, everything she showed. Both of those things are missing. I know a lot of people don't like the belt. I don't like the belt, but it's not the biggest thing. I don't care, you know, about the belt. But it's the eyes. You know, there were so many things about Princess Diana's eyes that this sculptor failed to capture. And I didn't like the color of, it was a metal color. You know, they could have used, what's it called? The one that is white, marble. They could have used a beautiful marble color, you know, to give it even more softness instead of that metal. But that's just my opinion, you know. But yeah, I do believe that the royal family saw that with Meghan Markle, instead of helping Harry or being a guiding light for Harry to be part of the team, I am pretty sure that very early on they could see that she was going to be the opposite. Because in order to predict future behavior, all you have to do is look at past behavior and very recent. I'm not joking, but this is not normal that only her mother was at her wedding. You know, people are talking about the passing of her Uncle Mike, the gentleman who procured her that internship in Argentina that her father paid for. It was a 6-week internship, I believe, from what I was told and from what is out there in the public eye. So, not even him. I mean, this man was an ex-diplomat, highly educated. Nobody from her black side of the family as well. You know, only her mother. What did her black relatives do against her? Nothing. But I think that the royal family must have picked up what Meghan Markle was about. When Prince William got that report from Jason Knopf about the bullying, this is, again, where things collapse. Instead of handling the problem with the bullying and addressing that problem and finding out or sorting it out, all he did is distance himself while leaving those employees at the mercy of Harry and Meghan Markle, who are two of the most self-entitled, arrogant people in the world. I am sure the royal family saw that, and that's why they don't like her. Not because she's black or because she was married before, or even that she didn't invite anybody to her wedding. I'm sure they don't like her because the way she has treated people her whole life. She has a legacy of people not being behind her at all, or people that she's cut off all her life. I am very sure that they were even willing or able, I don't know what story she must have sold them, about not inviting any of her family members to her wedding. But I'm pretty sure that even then the royal family was willing to still give her a chance. And after the wedding, their fears must have come true, that she was just exploiting everything and everybody, and that she was going to use their race card to get what she wanted as means of extortion. I've talked about this before. I don't think whether they like each other or not, that's a family matter. But the bullying and the abusing of the race card in order to extort people, that is a criminal offense. Now, the royal family has to live with that, but they also have to sort it out. They have to hold them accountable. Because with bullying and abusive people, it never ends until somebody puts an end to it. What do you think? Please let me know your thoughts. And I'm going to talk a little bit about just a couple of minutes. 2 topics. Britney Spears. I know a lot of people are saying Britney Spears and the conservatorship, blah, blah, blah. I agree. They're disgusting pigs. But everybody's overlooking one big thing, which is this is a woman who's supposed to be suffering from dementia, who is supposed to be so mentally impaired that she has no cognitive, she doesn't have any cognitivity to her actions. Yet the casinos in Vegas were willing to sign this mentally disabled woman, because you have to be mentally disabled to not have control over your body. It's actually quite serious. Yet this casino in Vegas was willing to exploit a mentally challenged, seriously mentally challenged woman. They exploited her like crazy. Where was their duty of care? Did they conduct any psychological evaluations on Britney prior to hiring her? I mean, she was not signing a contract for pennies. She was signing a contract for millions and tens of hundreds of millions of dollars. And the casinos in Vegas were willing to risk that with a mentally disabled person, because that's what, under the eyes of the law, Britney Spears is, that she's so mentally disabled that she can't do anything. You know, so what do you guys think about that? Why isn't anybody calling the casinos out? what they did is they unlawfully exploited a disabled person, a mentally disabled person. Yikes. And Bill Cosby's out. Isn't that lovely? You know what? I have a theory, call it, I think that they did this to set precedents to release Ghislaine Maxwell, because Ghislaine Maxwell, a judge has ruled that all papers, all documents that contain Bill Clinton are to be unsealed. Suddenly Bill Cosby's out in order, just in time enough to set precedent so Ghislaine Maxwell can be free, because there's a legal precedent for Bill Cosby. Because if you remember, I believe that it was Bill Clinton who got them that sweet deal to Jeffrey Epstein in Florida. Well, but anyways, those are just my beliefs. Anyways, I don't want to. Yeah, so I think Bill Cosby is out on a technicality. It's disgusting. The victims are being victimized again. Yay. Anyways, what do you guys think about the royal family? Do you think it was racism? Or do you think that they simply could see right through her, just like everybody else with two eyes? Let me know what you think.